So guys, I wanted to share some of my thoughts, questions, observations today on the MCT oil. I was up last night for about 36 hours in a super high functioning state. I felt phenomenal. I'm absolutely loving the Cosmic Kool-Aid, the Alkaline elixir. It just makes you feel incredible, and it boosts your pH all the way to the blue very rapidly. Like the next time that you pass urine, you'll be solid blue. So I wasn't tired at all. I was just in flow mode, and I just kept going. I went over to Daniel's and we did sprints early around 9 o'clock, and I just kept going. And then I stopped by the natural grocer's store and I got some MCT oil. I've been meaning to try this for a while. I'd heard good things about the coconut oil, but thus far had not been able to produce high levels of ketosis with the coconut oil. So I wanted to try 100% MCT. So basically I took that at around, I just got it and I took a swig of it when I got it around, I think about 11 o'clock, and then another maybe around noon, and then I took one more around probably 1 or 2, and then I tested my urine at around 3, and it might have been 4, and I was registering 80 on the ketones, and I was also starting to fade about that point, so I was ready for a nap. So I took a nap around 4 and felt great. I was starting to fade at that point, and then I woke up at around 11 tonight, and I've learned to not identify with my mental states. What I mean by that, and I strongly recommend you guys don't do this as well, is that if you feel melancholy, and I kind of woke up and I looked at the sky, it was a little overcast, and I don't know if I'm picking up the psychic energy or whatever it is, but I kind of felt a little bit on the melancholia side. But I don't identify with it. I don't go, I'm sad and I'm melancholy. I just say I'm detecting some melancholia. What's going on in the body? What is the physical environment of the body? And this is really good for you guys to remain removed in that regard. To not identify, but just to detect it, observe it, and then see where you're at. So I know that in my high elevated state last night, though not in ketosis, my high alkaline state, I felt extremely euphoric. Then I added the ketosis today, and a lot of you have become familiar with the almost psychedelic effects of being in the ketosis state. Everything has a glow to it. If you look around at the lights, as I'm at the store right now because I'm out of lemons, I'm getting some more lemons and whatnot and water so I can make my Cosmic Kool-Aid in a little bit. But it has a glow to it. And when I woke up, my ketone levels were back down to about between 15 and 40. And I was also feeling a little melancholy. And my pH was low too, so two things had dropped. My ketosis had dropped, so I was still in ketosis, but my pH was down like in the 6s. It was well into the green. So what we're looking for, what I'm striving for, and I think what we're ultimately looking for, is high alkaline states, which we know is anti-cancer, and high ketone states, which we know is anti-cancer. So anything that's anti-cancer is going to be phenomenal for us. We're going to feel great, physically, mentally, spiritually. So, the game plan that I'm striving for now is I'm going to monitor my urine, and if my ketones are below 40 or in that 15 range, I'm going to do a shot of the MCT oil. This is when I'm in the wet state. I usually do a 12 dry and a 12 wet. Now, some of you guys drink tea in the morning, and I don't know if you consider that part of your dry fast or not. I don't. So I'll go to sleep. I'll stop eating or drinking 2 hours before I go to bed, sleep 6, 7, 8, whatever I do. Sometimes I'm polyphasic and I just nap it, but I'll set my timer for 12 hours, and then only then will I do the water, tea, or food or whatever. So I'm going to, during my 12 wet, I'll do the MCT oil. First I'll check, see where my ketones are at. I might potentially already be at 80 from the dry fast, or maybe it will have dropped some, depending on the level of carbohydrates I'm doing. If you're doing the MCT oil, you can do higher levels of carbohydrates and maintain the ketosis. For me, I'm looking for not only the fat burning, which I know a lot of you guys are, but I'm looking for the elevated state of mood, the elevated euphoric states of just all around feeling great mentally, physically, spiritually, not just burning fat, if you follow. So I'll do like MCT oil, get it back up to the 80 range, maybe do another tablespoon of it around the 6-hour mark of my 12 wet, and then I'm going to experiment with adding even a tablespoon of the MCT oil. And guys, it tastes like nothing, it tastes like water. It doesn't taste like anything. It's very easy to drink this stuff. And I'll add that as well with my Cosmic Kool-Aid, which will have fulvic acid. We'll have 2 ounces of apple cider. It'll have a full lemon in it. It will have a teaspoon of baking soda, and it'll have the MCT in it as well. So I'm thinking that we can achieve around the clock, 24 hours, 80 ketones, high pH levels. We want to be well above the 7, pushing the 8. Not too much, but we definitely want to be above 7. We want to be high alkaline at all times. And I think that we can stay in an optimal superior state 24/7 using this criteria. And one more thing, guys, I want to emphasize is don't identify with your mental states. You're feeling a little bit of gloom coming on. Check your inner environment and modify it. Okay, don't just say I'm sad, I'm blue, I'm depressed. Okay, these are symptoms. These are effects. Change the cause, you change the effect. So that's kind of where my thoughts are today. My observations on my first day experimenting with MCT. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's wonderful. I think this is definitely something superior to the coconut oil that we want to start adding to our daily regimen. Love you guys. Stay positive, stay upbeat, stay in the solution. Don't stay in the problem. And we'll talk soon. Bye.